It should have been a safe and quiet night in Alistair's manor, but ever since he partnered with the Tower Heroes, all the spirits have been more restless until they intrude upon his home. But let's not start there. What about how we got there? One Halloween, Alistair launched a campaign alongside the Tower Heroes intended to catch criminals and restless spirits. I won't be going into detail for everyone, though. There's the Pumpkin Twins, two odd, unarmored guardians that are quite oddly powerful. They're trapped in them. There's a little demon guy and imp that we beat up. There's also a kid in a frog costume that we trap for some reason, but he must have been a bad guy because Alistair's the good guy. No more hopping for you, mister. There's also a crystal ball willing to kill you. Where's the Volt skin for this? There should be a Volt skin that turns him into the crystal ball. Come on. There's also the Ghost Conductor who, when the spirits are around Canyon Calamity, he rides his train. And then there's Squiggles. He canonically... we can only imagine an extent of its evil. It's a monster from the disturbing deep. Sounds like a good map. Trying to destroy the Radiant Reef. It's the most important creature to catch. Who knows where it'd go after Radiant Reef. There's plenty of others I'm saving for potential future videos, for a potential video, or I just have nothing to say about. Put them on screen, take a look. You gotta look now, okay? Let's talk about now. The spirits have formed a hole in the floor of the peaceful residence. Whole hell itself reaches through. Spirit King arises with his ghost army and catches Alistair's full family, except for his daughter, Vanessa, who starts a quest to save her family. And she also wants to stop the Spirit King, of course. First up, we need backup. Let's rescue one of 3 people caught by Spirit King as well that aren't part of the family. The streamer. They like taking pictures of ghosts and stuff and are a paranormal surveillance mastermind. Just the person we need to save Alistair. Imp and an enemy called Frogboy are also trapped, which makes me think Imp was actually innocent and is instead working with Alistair now. We'll come back for you two as well, I guess. I don't really care about you, Grave Robert. But we'll need all the help we can get. So let's go find the friendliest alien guy, the Visitor. He'll help too, and now our most powerful ally of all, Kate. You wouldn't expect her to be powerful with a name and face like that, like average name, super cute face. But she's a witch, a very powerful one, we can assume. You do not want to get on her bad side, so those are our allies helping us. But we also tried to get the undead back on our side as well, like just skeletons. We brought back the skeleton army, but it then ended up trying to fight us. We come out victorious in the end, but this nightmare has only just begun. We face off against Toxic Hazmask, which with no traits that make the Hazmasks unique, other than just being poisonous enemies. Come on, he could have an animal mask and a lantern instead of these torches and a skull mask. Anyways, he's polluted this pumpkin patch, and it's our job to stop him. He is defeated, and we're given a key that we won't use for a while. But there may be something you notice in the lobby. A level 43 player, which is unnotable unless you're in a private server, How did he get here? And what happens if they even enter the elevators? Well, they can place things in around that spawn weird little head creatures called Spawn, of course. It quickly becomes clear you need Hot Dog Frank to deal with these. Once you defeat the boss, Experiment 43 reveals itself. That odd player was level 43 because it's Experiment 43. If I were to take a guess on where it comes from, I'd say Facility Frenzy, honestly. It's definitely been created in a lab regardless. Next up, cute little pumpkin, Zoe. She's on a Ferris wheel and can somewhat steer it when it's spinning out of control. Wait a second. She steers it towards us, yet definitely murderous. There's also Kusari, who beats us up after we fish up her anchor. Whoops. Inferno, whose army lives in Volcano Valley, which we have to defeat. And there's Eternity, who wishes to freeze time and make everyone smile. Probably in a grotesque way, and violent way. We also fight off fight off several Draco Bloxers in the Disaster Hotel and defeat Reflector, who just copies what we do. Now it's time to use our key. There's a door in Bleak Barrens that appears to go nowhere, but it ends up taking you to Farland's Folly. We fight shadows, runes, and artifacts that all lead to the Warden. But this is not the only place to use our key, because it can open a door in an abandoned alleyway that leads to a trail of pictures that ends in a VHS tape. On it, a recording of a 5-night-long disaster at Chuck's Diner. This place has 5 animatronic mascots, but 2 are absent on the first night. There's Nugget, who's in a cage because he's small enough to trap, and Endoskeleton that removed its own suit, and Mia, a cat that has a plate to serve food. But on the second night, Pops, the soda, and Chuck the squirrel arrive. Chuck is completely idle, but Pops fills up with cola every so often and if you don't stop him, he attacks the door. On night 3, Chuck starts roaming as well, and on the 5th night, the place is closed. But why? First of all, the animatronics are malfunctioning and behaving oddly. There's a lawsuit, and we can only assume the worst. One of them ate a kid, probably. But why are they malfunctioning? Well, it's story time. It's possible that they're just buggy, or maybe it's Spirit King's minions, or maybe it's the last enemy we're contractually obligated to find. Virtual Girl. We're at Mirai's concert, but something is off. Our idol is nowhere to be seen. We have to shut it down, and when we do, a screen lights up with Mirai on it, accusing us of ruining her show. If you bring up contracts, she'll hide her knowledge of this, but we'll say, hey, Alistair got what was coming to him. This isn't Mirai. Virtual Girl attacks, but is far too weak. We are too strong to be defeated. And all that's left to do is overthrow the king. Time for the end. Come out victorious, and Vanessa is reunited with her family. And all of our monsters are trapped. Hopefully forever. This is how it ends. Until next time.